Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Civil Gore Podcast. I am your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. And this is the Dismemberment, Tim, for October. The one we've been dreading, but excited for.
Part one. We had to split this Dismemberment. It was so freaking big. We had to split it into two parts. So we are releasing the first half, which will cover the first 2 weeks of October. And then on the 19th, we will release the second half, which will cover the last 2 weeks of October. It was an astonishing month for Blu-rays. I mean, we were talking, what, Brian? I think we had like 40-some titles.
Yeah, and they're not just like 40 like one-off titles. There's some box sets in there. There's some multi-movie, like 2 packs. There's some just one movie set, but it's got 50 features on it. It's long in every way it could have been long.
Yeah, there's no way. I just knew my voice. I was like, there is no way I can do this as one Dismemberment. I just couldn't do it. I mean, our voices start getting raspy after most of these, these like 25 or 30 title months. So I just knew there was no way.
I mean, week 1 alone has something like close to 20 plus titles, right? 19.
Yeah, just in 1 week.
It's got
19 titles in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
but we'll try to go through these, fairly briskly. I know we don't want to keep you guys here all night. But we will kick things off, I guess, with the week of October 5th.
Yes.
So I'm going to start this off because there was a ton of reissues, and you know how we like to try to go through the stuff that we're not going to spend a complete rundown of. So the big news this month and this week is the Halloween 1 through 5 4K disc. Now, I'm a little torn on these because I bought that really nice Shout Factory box set, which is held its value, Brian. Definitely held its value. That thing is still hard to find, and people are still clamoring for it. But now you've got these really, really nice 4K scans of 1 through 5, which I'm still kind of wanting now that I actually have a 4K TV.
Yeah, I mean, I want it and I don't. But isn't there like something that's like only on one of these sets? Like one of the movies has like a special feature on it that's in our set.
I'm sure there is because they want us to double dip. Yeah. So, I don't know how I feel about these. I'm not going to rush out and get them right away, but it may be something to think about in the future.
No, because I could see them now once Halloween Halloween Ends come out. I could see them doing an ultimate set of every single one of these in 4K, all digital, like that Friday the 13th level set, like a reissue of that with everything. And I'm like, I don't want to spend. I mean, this will be $150 easily, if not more, to get these 5 4K ones from Shout Factory because they're at least 30 something a pop, right? So think about that. You're gonna spend $150 on that. Most likely, a big Halloween box set would probably be close to that, if not a little bit more. But like, you're only getting 5 movies here. With that big box set that is inevitable release, that is that'll probably run you like close to $200, but still you're getting like 8. Let's see, there's 8 Halloweens, that's a Rob Zombies, and then this the 3, so it's, what is that, 10 to 13 movies. So I mean, I guess Friday the 13th had about just close to that. So but either way, so you're probably gonna look at it be a $150, $160 set, there's a few years off. So I don't know. That's the dilemma I'm in, and I don't want to just. I remember there's one in there that does have. I remember Cone saying there's like a special feature in there, and one of them that's brand new, not on our box set. And I'm like, am I gonna throw $30 for one special feature that will most likely be on whatever future box set is out there? I don't know. It's
and you
tough.
Probably look up on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So. That will be on YouTube. I mean, I'm still didn't go through that Friday the 13th set anyway. I'm like I have gone through only the first 2 discs. I still need to move on to Friday the 13th Part 2. It kind of had to get put aside due to a bunch of other projects we're working on. So it's like, I have way too much to do. I can't and I don't want to buy a set just for one feature. So.
So next up we have, and again, these are not our official releases. This is just like the extra stuff I'm telling you about. They had a Stand 2-series definitive collection. So this is a double feature that has the 2020-2021 miniseries of the Stand and then the older version. on one set, which is kind of nice. We have I Spit on Your Grave and I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu. There's a couple reissues of that.
I actually ordered Deja Vu though, just because that's the only one I don't have in the whole thing from the the remake trilogy, plus and I have the original. I just don't have this one because for some reason when it came out originally it was priced high, and so I waited to see if it would go down. Then it went out of print. So now that it's back in print, I finally ordered it at $20. So now I'll have my complete. I can spit on everyone's grave, basically.
There's a kind of a weird Phantasm 1 and 2 disc with a collectible poster from Welgo, which is kind of interesting. If you haven't had any of the numerous iterations of Phantasm that have come out recently.
That box set we have is still great, although I want that other box set now that has supposedly the unrated Phantasm 2 in it, which isn't in our box set. So that
I know. I wish they would just stop releasing these stupid Phantasm box sets. There's a reissue of The Relic from 1997. That was a great one. Yeah. Castle Rock, the complete series. I know we've covered the season sets that have come out, but now they're having it all bundled in one.
I'm buying
the
that
complete series because they canceled it, so there's only two seasons.
Yeah, I'm going to buy that too, just because I kind of want that, and just I'll...
It's a good show. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. We have a Dracula and Wolfman Steel books. You're going to see a lot of these coming out for Halloween, the old Universal monsters. And then just announced, I just saw this today, Brian, an Evil Bong box set.
Oh my!
I did not put this in the actual feature list because I don't consider Evil Bong really horror. I mean, it's really genuinely comedy, stoner comedy. So, but it has a few little tiny horror elements in it. But I didn't feel like it deserved to be in the actual horror releases because I'm usually
right? It's full. So,
it is full moon. Yeah. I mean, it's I'm typically pretty strict about what I will put in as a feature, and it really has to be tagged horror in IMDb. And Evil Bong, I think, was like fantasy adventure comedy thing. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. But we were talking about an Evil Bong box set, joking about it, and now here it is. So
I know
whatever we say on Civil Gore comes to pass.
I know. I remember that when it used to be that way, like for everything we uttered out of our mouths, it would happen, and now
now here it is.
Now go figure.
Again.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the actual releases for the week of October 5th. So first up from Paramount, we have The Stand. This is the stand alone disc of the new series, which I gave up on, Brian. I watched the first episode. And I just didn't like it. I did not like the time jumping they did. They were jumping back and forth between pre-disease and then post-disease, and maybe we were too close to that in the pandemic at the time I started watching this. I could not get through it. I just stopped it. I don't know, maybe I'll go back to it at some point, but I just didn't like the direction they took it. I'm still a fan of the original miniseries. It's got a couple special features here: an apocalyptic epic adapting The Stand, go inside the creative process of bringing all facets of King's beloved epic to life on screen, and a gag reel.
It's funny. I feel like we've said that this is another one that's got re-released a bunch of times in a weird way, but this one seems to they've just they re-release them in a different way. They re-release them in different packs of them. It's like they're all they just keep interchanging them. But anyway, it's the Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror 4K, 1931 to 1941. So yeah, like Tim says, he would get this if he didn't know any of the previous sets. Same with me. There's a lot of, because we have all those individual sets. But here's the ones that are included. So Dracula, the 90th anniversary, the Frankenstein 90th anniversary, Invisible Man, and Wolfman 80th anniversary. It's got tons of bonus content. It's got the Spanish language version of Dracula, The Road to Dracula, Frankenstein Files, How Hollywood Made a Monster, Karloff, the Gentle Monster, Monster by Moonlight, The Wolfman, From Ancient Curse to Modern Myth, and Now You See Him... now you see him, the Invisible Man revealed. I almost said now you don't. I got caught up in the phraseology there.
I think all these features are on our sets.
They are.
I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that's new. So, I mean, it's a great little package if you don't have any of those sets. But I would highly recommend those because you can get 5 versions or 5 copies of Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Yeah, literally. I don't even know what to do anymore with this.
I still got to go through I haven't gone through the Invisible Man set or the Creature set, weirdly enough.
I know, and I actually bought that little $6 DVD version of the whatchamacallit, the Abbott Costello Meet the Creature, which was that.
Oh yeah, that were weird,
it was
it wasn't
TV
official.
show. Yeah, it wasn't even a real
All right, so number 3 here we got from Paramount, What Lies Beneath from 2000. I love this movie. I remember seeing this in the theater. So the summary here is, it had been a year since Dr. Norman Spencer betrayed his beautiful wife Claire. But with Claire oblivious to the truth and the affair over, Norman's life and marriage seem perfect. So perfect that when Claire tells him of hearing mysterious voices and seeing a young woman's ghostly image in their home, he dismisses her mounting terror as a delusion. I don't know why I like this stupid movie, but it's just one of my like weird guilty pleasure movies.
Because of Harrison Ford?
I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just my Star Wars brain just cluing in on Harrison Ford. But I have fond memories of going to see this at theater. I think I saw it with my mom or something.
Did you see the Norwegian version of this? Actually, it stars Harrison Fjord. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I know. We were in 3 titles in without one of these terrible bad jokes.
I know it was due.
I had to get going. The next one is Tim's pick of the week, so I'm going to skip ahead. And this one is Code Red, Trick or Treats, 1982. So funny. So now throw that into the confusion because we have Trick or Treat, and now Trick or Treats. So
yes.
All drastically different movies. But anyway, this one is a babysitter is stuck watching over a young brat on Halloween night who keeps playing vicious pranks on her. To add to her trouble, the boy's deranged father has escaped from an asylum and is planning on making a visit. This one actually is a fun trailer. This one looks like a really cool, cheesy, like 80s like horror film. That was like, it was obviously just like they all did. They tried to capitalize on a holiday. Obviously, Halloween was well taken by that point. But so they found a way to do kind of like I have a feeling though this could also almost be like I have a feeling this could have been an anthology segment that they just stretched into a feature length film.
Easily
at some way, but it still looks like actually a ton of fun to watch this. And Tim actually
I used to have that exact skeleton, Brian.
Yeah,
that was on the door.
I was gonna say you had to prop from the film actually.
Yeah, I really did. I had that exact skeleton. I remember him. He was the one that had the little fasteners in his arms so you could like pose him whichever way, and he was a door hanger, and we had it for years when I was growing up, so that was kind of cool to see that. It was like a blast from the past.
But now Parker Decomposi takes that role.
Now I've got a 3D skeleton because it's the future.
I think a lot of people had that at one point, that weird skeleton, but nothing beats Parker Decomposi, because he even does imitations of Barbara Crampton, remember? So we go So this one's got it's previous restored from the original camera negative, which was I guess they did that in 2015, which is pretty good because the trailer I saw looked like it was like really washed out. So it'd be nice to see a better version of this. This is one I'm surprised has never appeared on like one of Joe Bob's show. This looks like a total Joe Bob movie. At some point.
I don't know that I've ever heard of it. I've heard of the Trick or Treat one, but I don't know if I've ever heard of Trick or Treats. I was surprised.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of this either, which is it probably just got lost in the shuffle, or we may have literally just thought it was the other one that we knew. But there's also so it's got an audio commentary which stars Jackie Giroux, which what a fun name to say there. Peter Jason, Chris Graver, and cameraman R. Michael Stringer, and it was moderated by Sean Graver. It's got an audio interview with actor Steve Railsback, who's like featured in the trailer, like as a special, like he gets his own like little thing in there.
Yeah.
It says watching I don't know what this is. Katarina's bucket list mode.
I don't know.
It's got one of those limited edition O cards and some trailers. I wonder if that bucket list mode is just like like whoever Katarina is. Maybe it's like some kind of special like scene favorite, so it just cuts to all the kills or cool scenes.
Yeah, it could
or
be.
Something.
I'm always curious about those different modes they have on these things.
I don't know.
Next up, we got one from Kino Lorber, Scream Pretty Peggy, from 1973. This one is a sculptor hires young college girls to take care of his elderly mother and his supposedly insane sister, both of whom live in the old family mansion with him. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a Bette Davis vehicle. Probably trying to capitalize on the Whatever Happened to Baby Jane craze.
Oh, yeah.
Which is still one of my favorite movies of all time. Did we ever do that one, Brian?
No.
We need I think we've always threatened to do it, but I would really love to do that one. That really, seriously, one of my favorite movies of all time. This has a new 2K restoration of the film, and Brian, we have a Civil Gore film historian, one that we know and love.
Yes.
An audio commentary by film historian Troy Howarth.
Yes, he's our posh Englishman. And he's it's funny because he usually teams up with Nathaniel Thompson. They become like the Statler and Waldorf. But if they get added by Bruce Holchek, though, they become the Stygian Witches from Clash of the Titans. And no matter how many times I say that, it cracks me up every time.
I don't know why that's so
It's
funny.
your brother's fault because he mentioned the Stygian Witches once on his podcast on the Fox and the Foxhound, and that happened to be the night I think that we were Bruce Holchek made his appearance on our dismemberment, and the rest is history. But they all want. But the funny thing is, when they're all together, they all want to talk about the movie at the same time and keep grabbing the mic from on each other as the Stygian Witches grab the eye. And
they're so weird. This film history thing has just gone into this weird level.
But the best thing ever is because Cody, like, she just sent us the latest one just in time for this episode, and I'm reading back, and I don't even remember saying some of this stuff, but she has it transcribed so perfectly that it just cracks me up. Even like little notes like that we said after it, she has on there. So she definitely does her job as a intern to a T, because like. I don't know about you, and I read those back, I'm like, what were we thinking? Like, where did this come from?
Like, I'm like genuinely concerned. Like, it stresses me out because I'm genuinely concerned that we have new listeners listening to this and going, WTF, like, what are these guys talking about? Like, I'm really genuinely confused right now.
Yeah. Well, just once again, to reiterate, these film historians, they are probably amazing at their field. We just, because we don't know who they are, per se, we just come up with our own little like backstory for them. So
or even if we do know who they are,
found out like there's a couple of we knew. It's some we found out over the years that are nothing like our counterparts that we've created for them, but they still remain. So
we also have on here a TV spot, newly commissioned art by Vince Evans, and a limited edition Blu-ray O-card.
Yes. Next one is we have a rare documentary release here. You don't get those
this
too
one looks
often.
cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to see this one because I was a fan of the movie. I need to go back. I've only seen a couple episodes of the series. That's one I would love to get like a full set. I think I forgot when I used to watch it. It was on syndication or something somewhere where I used to watch a couple episodes, but I really love the movie, so I really want to go back, and this is a series I want to watch all of them and find out about it, and it's Dark Shadows and Beyond, the Jonathan Frid story. It's from MPI Media Group. It's a brand new doc. It's Dark Shadows and Beyond, the Jonathan Frid story reveals the real man beneath the vampire's cloak, exploring Frid's personal and professional struggles, artistic triumph, and rise to fame. Among the family, friends, and co-workers who offer fresh insights are veteran talk show host and Yale Drama School classmate Dick Cavett. Wow. Actress Marion Ross, Arsenic and Lace, and of course Mrs. Cunningham on Happy Days. Christina Pickles, Seizure. American Shakespeare and Festival associate Anthony Zerbe, or Zerb, I don't know. And Dark Shadows colleagues David Selby, Catherine Lee Scott, Laura Parker, Nancy Barrett, Marie Wallace, and James Storm. Documentary also includes rare performance footage and previously unseen interviews and archival materials from Frid's private collection. So that's a good one. And just remind you, there is a documentary challenge on our horror challenge. So if you're looking for one that you haven't seen, this might be your one. And this has got some really cool special features on it. It's got Dark Shadows PBS special, Jonathan Frid interview. Jonathan Frid reads The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is pretty cool. And there's a connection there because I remember when we went to Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, they had some Dark Shadow things in one of the crypts there. They had this little thing they did on the tour. They had some stuff on that. Dark Shadows, a letter from Jonathan. Jonathan Frid Dark Shadows promo, Jonathan Frid photo gallery, and Dark Shadow scenes, the best of Barnabas.
That's one of those series like I would love to watch the entire thing.
Right,
but
that's what I want to do.
I think it's crazy that I think there are like a ton of episodes.
But I know
like,
that at one point they had
years.
a box set of it. So I don't know. I don't know if that's still around. I have to look into that.
Let's see. It ran from. I'm looking up here.
It's like 60s, right? Something.
It has 1,225 episodes.
That is ridiculous.
1,200 episodes. Can you believe that?
Think about your shows that way they have their like how many times you even get to 200 episodes of a show. You know, like most sitcoms insane. Last like 10 years, and that's just over 200.
But that was in 5 years. They did that in 5 years. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's weird. They don't have like the same. And I don't know. That's just weird.
How many episodes a season? Wow.
Like soap operas don't really follow network TV seasons, so they just keep cranking them out.
Right.
Yeah, because it was a true soap opera. So
yeah,
that's just crazy. I think I had looked that up one time before. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch the whole Dark Shadows, and then I saw 1,200 episodes. I was like, nope, not gonna.
Not today.
Nope, I've got too much.
Maybe the next 7 years.
I can't even get through the freaking full rewatch of X-Files, and that's only 8 seasons.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. So next up is Brian's pick of the week. So I'm going to skip over that one and go to release number 9, Warner Brothers, Night of the Animated Dead. This is a 2021 production, and we'll talk about this in a second. In Night of the Animated Dead, siblings Barbara and Johnny visit their father's grave in a remote cemetery in Pennsylvania when they are suddenly set upon by zombies. Barbara flees and takes refuge in an abandoned farmhouse along with stranded motorist Ben and 4 local survivors found hiding in the cellar. Together, the group must fight to stay alive against the oncoming horde of zombies while also confronting their own fears and prejudices. Now, when I first saw this title announced, I was really excited. I thought that was a cool idea. Yeah. Do an animated. They've done every other version of Night of the Living Dead. Right. Why not do an animated version? Thought that was awesome. Then I saw the trailer. This animation, I'm sorry, and I don't like to badmouth anybody's work. I'm sure people work really hard on this, but this animation is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a Flash cartoon, and for a property this beloved and this classic, I just question why in the world you're gonna do this to it.
Yeah, I don't understand the reason behind it. If you were debuting some kind of brand new form of animation, you've seen that before, where you take a brand new form of animation, you take a familiar title, so it could be a little maybe less distracting because you're now going to just focus on the animation because you know the story well enough. But this one, I feel like this is like just going to distract, and because you know the story, so you're going to lose interest because the animation is as mind blowing as you would expect from at this day and age.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know the story behind it. Like I said, I don't like to badmouth the movie I haven't watched yet. But
the making of is on here, so I guess you can find out.
Yeah, so the extra here is Making of the Animated Dead. Join director Jason Axon and producer Michael Luisi as they regale fans with their careful process of honoring the iconic classic with their vision for an animated remake, including scene breakdowns and booth recordings with the cast. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people working really hard on this. Just my first impression, the animation style really did not click with me at all.
Right. There was no wow factor for it. But
no.
But next one is this is one that I don't know how we didn't see it. Not only did we get the screener, but it was on Joe Bob. It was one of the rare Joe Bobs I couldn't watch. So I knew it was on there,
too.
and I didn't get to see it. So this is one of these ones that I'm dying to see, and I'll probably just buy it anyway, even though it's still on Shudder. And that's Fried Barry from RLJ Entertainment, which of course does all the Shudder releases. Barry is a drug-addled, abusive bastard who, after yet another bender, is abducted by aliens. Barry takes a back seat as alien visitor assumes control of his body and takes it for a joyride through Cape Town. What follows is an onslaught of drugs, sex, violence, as our alien tourist enters the weird and wonderful world of humankind. And yeah, this one's kind of crazy, but it's so good. I've heard not one negative thing about this movie. And it's just
the trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that there's no explanation why I haven't seen it yet, other than just like a horrible mix of circumstances, or just like of timing and other things, and like it was like maybe it's just meant to just go to the monolith, so they just figured they're gonna force me to buy it, even though I probably would have anyway. But yeah.
All right, next up we have an AKA, which we haven't had in a while.
Yeah.
Kino Lorber, The Victim, AKA Out of Contention, from 1972. A wealthy woman is trapped during a storm in a house with no electricity or phone. A killer has murdered her sister and stuffed the body in the basement and is now after her. We could not find a trailer on this one, so I can't tell you much about it. I'm not familiar with this movie.
That was a trend this month, too. That was a weird thing. There were so many releases. There was a number of them that didn't have trailers and either had the full movie or just like a whole 10-minute scene, which really doesn't help if you don't know the context.
Well, this one does have a new 2K restoration of the film, audio commentary by critic and author Amanda Reyes. And Brian, I'll let you read about Amanda Reyes, our made-up biography of her.
Yes, she is known for her amazingly rarely known facts about obscure movies. For example, she knows everything Dennis Christopher ate for lunch during his shoots. One time, her and Bill Ackerman, though, who was another film historian, did not know they were recording a commentary together, which they did once, apparently. And each tried to send the other out for Earl Grey tea, steeped for no less than 4 minutes, leading to a very awkward first meeting. So, yeah.
Very detailed.
I love when we blend the two fake film historians into a third alternate scenario that they were in, you know.
Newly commissioned art by Vince Evans. And Vince Evans is working overtime over there at Kino Lorber.
Yeah.
And then limited edition O-card.
Yeah, we should have got stock on O-cards.
Yeah.
The next one is another Kino Lorber, and it's a screaming woman. It says a woman recovering from a psychotic episode returns home to her lavish estate where one day she hears the desperate screams of a woman coming from under the ground. Considering her mental instability, no one will believe her, and her treacherous family takes advantage of it, trying to wrest control of her estate from her. Okay, so this one's got typical Kino Lorber. They do a good restoration, so there's a new 2K restoration of the film, and it's got an audio commentary, Tim, by critics and screenwriter Gary Girani. We haven't heard from him in a while, but
it's been I don't even remember who Gary Girani is.
Yeah, no, he's like as cool as they come. He's the one that they walks into the room and everyone just goes to him because he's that cool. Likes to go by like GG or Double G. And he wears open-chested velour top so his perfectly coiffed chest hair can have its moment to shine. Commands the room from his personality to his chest hair. Obviously a ladies' man.
Okay.
Some people, like, you know, who knows? Maybe they like their fake personality better. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
We work hard on these, you know.
This is the reason why we don't have film historians as guests.
That's right, and probably never will.
Oh, yeah. Vince Evans also did the art for this one, Brian.
Sorry, yes. And then it's another limited edition Blu-ray O-card. In fact, I think the only way we'll ever get a film historian on is if you or I become one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we've burned our film historian bridges a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, that's gone. We're plummeting at this point.
Next up from Cauldron Films, The Collingswood Story from 2002. My name is Rebecca. I'm reading the synopsis, by the way. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, you're not.
My name is Rebecca. No. My name is Rebecca. When I left for college, my ex, John, thought webcams would help us keep in touch. It does, but also leads us to a dark secret when we meet and cam with Vera Madeline, an online psychic who warns rituals are being performed in the house I moved into. Okay, like anyone out there should believe some online psychic.
That has got to be the weirdest description.
That's so weird.
There was that one that had all the weird wordings, but this one doesn't make sense because this is like they just took a line of dialogue for the movie and threw it.
This is like they're making you perform a monologue from Rebecca's point of view. I don't know.
It's like really super meta film. That's what it is.
Really is.
They want you so interactive that you basically have read a line from it and now are in the movie without you knowing it.
I hope my reading did Rebecca justice.
I think so.
Anyway,
you made a good Rebecca.
This one. It's super low budget, but I'm still kind of interested in it. It was remastered by director Michael Costanza, no relation to George. And
Cartwright!
Has interviews with Stephanie Dees, John Burton, and Grant Edmonds. A continuity set Polaroids image gallery, behind the story featurette, director commentary, trailer, 2 double-sided mini lobby cards, limited edition only. Limited edition slipcover with artwork by Sister Hyde Design, also only in the limited edition, and a reverse Blu-ray wrap with alternate artwork.
I feel like there's like
17 I can't tell you what this movie's about, but it looks a little interesting.
Yeah, well, they had a tagline in there or in the trailer or something where it said it's one of the scariest low-budget films since The Blair Witch. So that's a big bold claim there. But I have to say the trailer looked interesting. It looked like it was obviously it's going to be one of those where they're taking the current technology and exploiting it for the fact of the thing, so it may not age well when we have some other technology that we use. And it's always got Tim's bugaboo there where it like dates it so strongly. And but you know what? I mean, I definitely give it a shot. It looks pretty interesting. But
it was from 2002, so it was 20 years old.
Oh, that's true.
Already.
Yeah, so it's not like it's that current. So yeah, no, I would give this one a look for sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy, with this next one. Okay, so this one was called. It's from Unearthed Films. It's Star Vehicle from 2010, which. I mean, I get that it's funny because I think we should actually give this more credit because it uses one of our favorite words, which Star Vehicle, which when I first saw it, I literally thought they meant a vehicle, but then when you see the trailer, it really means vehicle the way we use vehicle. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna read to you this description here. Because whatever you do, don't yell cut. Don is a chauffeur and a movie buff who takes his job seriously. Very seriously. When his latest assignment takes him to the set of a low-budget horror film, he's overjoyed to learn he'll be driving Reversa Red, his favorite B-movie scream queen. While driving his beloved idol, Don assumes the role of bodyguard and turns fiercely protective, especially after learning Reversa as a stalker. Hell-bent on protecting his queen and fueled by paranoid fantasies, Don's usual temper tantrums go to fatal extremes. Soon he proves to be not only Reversa's biggest fan, but her worst nightmare as well. Bleeding Lady confirms... Oh, that's good pun. We should respect this film more. I mean, right?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Bleeding Lady confirms cult director Ryan Nicholson as the king of cinematic sleaze, cinesploitation, and serves up plenty of blood-splattering gore, nudity, and dark humor. As Horror News Net puts it, Bleeding Lady delivers the goods. So wait, is that the other nickname to this movie?
That's another. Yeah, Lady? I think it's a person.
Oh, okay, I see. It doesn't have any special features, but this trailer is kind of wild. It looks really, like, low budgety and crazy, and not sure exactly. Like, if you saw the trailer, but you'd be, like Tim said, it looks really rough. I'm not even sure what it is, but reading that description and using the puns they use, I'm actually like, it cocked one of my eyebrows, to like.
It's super low budget, but it's like maybe in an entertaining way. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so Tim, you're going to need to take a deep breath, I think, before you read this one.
Oh, yeah, I don't even have a drink for this one. Okay, so this one has no extras that I could find, and I can't find a trailer. So you're just going to get the synopsis, which should be more than enough for you.
Yeah,
This is a Yellow Ape Productions.
That's a new one. That is a brand new production company for us.
Movies for the Midnight Hour. This is I'll just read the description for you. Buckle up. Picture yourself at the Moonlight Drive-In at the end of the road or in the grimy grindhouse of your choice. Get yourself the biggest box of greasy, buttery popcorn and a giant bucket of soda, perhaps with a little something extra. Oink, oink. And settle in for a midnight movie festival of deliriously epic proportions. Cult filmmaker Jim Haggerty unleashes his full collection of short films. Some are scary, some are funny, some are serious, some are sexy, some are trippy, some are retro, but they're all movies for the midnight hour. Cold Dead Hand, a girl from the wrong side of the tracks discovers something in the fridge and more might be waiting. Haunting Day, the long-lost film everyone's heard of but no one's ever seen. Yellow Ape unearths the only known print of this macabre gem. Reunion, a chance meeting between two former classmates brings to life old feelings and perhaps a second chance. What does fate have in store? The Announcer, a hilarious and terrifying statement that society is being corrupted and usurped by materialism and greed in the framework of a cheesy horror movie. House Witch, when a neglected housewife is left all alone in the new house she thinks is haunted, she's in for a change. The Nutcracker, creepy leftover Christmas decoration creates a nightmarish weekend for a young woman house-sitting alone. Creature, a woman's life seems to have descended into a white trash circus when her trampy daughter runs off with her sleazy boyfriend. But what is that green slime in the bathtub? House Witch 2! The House Witch returns to seek revenge on the sleazy real estate mogul who sold her the haunted house. Frank, a troubled woman accepts a date from a strange older man not knowing what he has on his mind. A modern variation on the Frankenstein tale. And they saved the best for last, guys. Yeah. The Horny Ape. Not to be confused with Serial Apist.
Yeah, definitely not, or Serial Apist 2.
The Horny Ape. A wacky silent film like you've never seen. When Kitty's husband goes hunting, she finds an escaped ape is hunting her with love on his mind.
Oh, that's never good. But I gotta tell you now, I kind of want this now.
It's so crazy, I kind of want it.
I know.
I really do.
It just seems like a lot of, like, crazy fun. Like, it's like one of those ones you like totally, like, pop on, like, have a couple of beers, and you'll be, like, enjoying the hell out of that thing. Next one is by the Cohen Media Group, not Cohen, but Cohen Media Group, and it's The Awakening. You saw this, Tim. I never saw this, but it looks really good.
This is a great movie. Yeah, this is 2011, and it's I can't remember the name of the actress in it, but I really like her.
Rebecca Hall, right? I think
Rebecca Hall, yes. And it's one of those period pieces, like period ghost stories. you see on occasion, but it's really, really well done. You would like it.
Oh yeah, no, the trailer makes it look really cool. For those who don't know of it, though, it's in 1921. England is overwhelmed by the loss and grief of World War I. Hoax exposer Florence Cathcart visits a boarding school to explain the sightings of a child ghost. Everything she knew unravels as the missing begin to show themselves. And remember, if you start this movie, they're gonna keep emailing you that your Cathcart is waiting for you. So sorry, that was terrible. Oh, why'd you let me say that one? Okay, it's got a couple of features: deleted scenes introduced by director Nick Murphy, A Time for Ghosts featurette, and oh my God, I'm struggling today. Anatomy of a Scene, Florence and the Lake.
You know what I liked about this one is that, most of these that take place in this time period, 1920s, you think would be about spiritualists who believed in this stuff, and she plays a spiritualist debunker. Like, she is like a hardcore skeptic, and I love that was a cool angle for this movie. I thought it was really, really good.
Nice.
All right, next up from Sony Pictures, Escape Room Tournament of Champions, 2021. 6 people unwittingly find themselves locked in another series of escape rooms, slowly uncovering what they have in common to survive. Joining forces with 2 of the original survivors, they soon discover they've all played the game before. I need to check out this series, even though I think I originally dismissed it because I just felt like this is just Saw. It's just a Saw clone, but maybe not as gory. But I don't know, something about it looks like maybe it's kind of like goofy fun is what I thought maybe it would be. I don't know.
Yeah, this the only thing that's like this trailer has this thing has like one of my pet peeves, and that's like when I hate when they say the title of the movie within the movie in dialogue, especially when it's like something that shouldn't be in dialogue necessarily, like this one, and this one even doubles down by putting it in the trailer, no less, which drives me crazy. Because the kid guy says, "What is this? The Tournament of Champions?" I mean, he doesn't go so far to say like, "Wow, this is a escape room tournament of champions," but it's bad enough because he
like Jeff Tucker from 91 Reasons says, when you hear that, you just have to do the slow clap.
Yeah, you got. Well, I remember that's like. It could be something that's not in the movie itself. As they do a lot of that. Like, I still remember it's one of my favorite stories. My friend, I used to, do you remember that movie years ago, Nathan Hayes from the 80s?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you remember, but the trailer they used to show on the commercial is at the end, right at the end of it, before they do it, they looked at the camera and they went, "You're going to like it." And my friend, Mark and Yaron, went to see it just because of that line. And it wasn't in it.
Oh my God.
It wasn't even in the movie.
I think the most egregious use of this is in Maximum Overdrive. When the woman's sitting there and she goes, something like this. She's like, "They've all gone into Maximum Overdrive." And I'm like, oh, yeah. It's like so cringely bad. Like, you could even tell she didn't want to say the line. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's usually one of the things I hate so much, but I like Jeff Tucker's version of it, the slow clap. It kind of at least makes it somewhat entertaining. You could just slow clap it.
I still do the slow clap after listening to that on his podcast. I still do the slow clap when I hear, like when I'm watching at home. I don't do it in the theater, but when I'm at home, I'll do the slow clap.
We need to get Jeff Tucker on here, and then he could slow clap for us, and then we'll have it as a sound bite. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just have to stay silent because, you got Jeff Tucker, who's the voice. You got you with your dulcet tones, and then here I come. I would just this obnoxious grating voice. So I'm not going to fit in on that episode. I may just have to, or I may have to hire someone, like another voice person, to play me that day or something. I don't know.
You could, the voice of Brian.
Yeah, maybe I can get John Cassier to come on. Wouldn't that be irony, right? Yes. He takes my job.
You need an understudy.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta finish this.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is. It's by Impulse.
Wait, I gotta finish.
Oh, that's right. There's still more tournament.
I'm still stuck in this room, Brian.
Oh yeah, you haven't escaped the escape room yet.
This has extended theatrical cuts of the film. Go inside the Minos escape rooms, meet the players, and director Adam Robitel on raising the stakes. Okay, I'm not sure that was worth waiting for.
Yeah, I know. We might have seen. No, look at it. Poor tournament champion. This next one, though, I don't even know what this is, but it's Star of David, Beautiful Girl Hunter from 1979. Again, no trailer. I think I saw the whole movie again on there, but the description is: one dark and stormy night, a middle-aged prison escapee haphazardly breaks into the luxurious mason of a wealthy and privileged family.
Luxurious mason?
That's what it says. It means mansion, but it says Mason.
Well, we just read them. I just copy and paste.
I know, and I read through. I just focus. I read. So apparently they own a series of jars that they got into. Apparently they escaped into the luxurious. He had a luxurious set of mason jars. So obviously that's supposed to be mansion. It does not say mansion. Tim can justify. I can read. It does say mason.
That's why I leave these like that.
I know, but Tim does not proofread, and he shouldn't because it adds for the comedy. But anyway, I'm going to say luxurious mansion. I'll autocorrect this. Of a wealthy and privileged Mason, a privileged family, and rapes the young wife in front of her bound husband. A year later, the son conceived by the rapist comes into the world. At the age of 16, he studies Nazi atrocities in history class, and he feels awakening of his inner brutality. Time has come. He launches a journey to let off a long-held grudge against the abusive foster father and to seek out a reunion with his genetic dad. He lures out his real father through a newspaper ads and invites him to the secret torture chamber in the basement of the house, where he confines abducted girls. So this guy's got a lot going on here. Has he still collect his mason jars? I don't know what says their feast of lust and perversion has now begun. So, yeah, and no special features, so we won't know the secret to the mason jars. It just seems like that's a missed opportunity.
That's
there.
creepy. That's a creepy title there.
Yeah.
All right. This last one, man, if you thought those other ones were low budget...
This is like a low budget of low budget. Like, it's like they went in and said, we're going to make this low budget, and then at the last minute, they took like $50 off and said, nope, sorry.
Now, this is the one where you borrowed your neighbor's camcorder for a weekend, that kind of thing.
It's also the one where they, like, you take it and you use whatever tape they gave you, even if it had other footage on it, you just somehow incorporate it into the movie.
I seriously think I made some movies that were about of this quality back when I had a camcorder.
Yeah, I think that's why that scene with the family eating at a picnic is in this, because that's
so this is Camp Motion Pictures. That's a new one for us.
Yeah.
This is Female Mercenaries on Zombie Island from 1995. This also has another film. I think it's like Mad Scientist of Zombie Island, which is because this is a collection, Brian. It's not just the one movie. Let me read this thing. A brilliant and beautiful female doctor has perfected brain transplant operations and uses that knowledge to give the old men in power new bodies. But unknown to them, she implants an electronic device into their brains which will allow her to control them and to put women in charge. And no extras. This is, go look up the trailer yourself and let me know what you think.
Yeah, this one's it's funny. I can't even, I'm not even being able to get to scroll all that you read for some reason. I don't know, something's wrong with my file, but I guess I didn't need much.
You're not missing much there.
Yeah, no, when I click on it, I see it. It just doesn't, for some reason. I think because you know why? I don't think, I have it set to do that wrap text, but the problem was, I think it was we've never gone this far on 1 month of this man. So I never went.
We've literally run Excel to its its breaking point with this thing.
It's off, but yeah.
So Brian, I'm gonna let you do your. Let you do your pick of the week next.
Okay.
Since it's your turn.
So mine is one, and it's like this. Really, there was no brainer for me, just because I had seen this in that 24-hour found footage festival thing I saw, and I remember I only got to see a handful of movies in that, but this was one that I remember seeing, and it just absolutely blew me away. I remember, and I talked about it on the show. And then the reason why it's my pick of the week, while Tim, your pick of the week actually is probably overall a better set, and probably would have been my pick of the week any other day, this one, because I never thought this would be released. Because as soon as I saw it on that found footage festival, I was immediately trying to find it anywhere because I wanted Tim to see it. It was that good, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm wondering if that airing in that festival got enough attention to it that they did this release, because they've now done a brand new, from Cauldron Films, a Blu-ray release of this, and that's 1974 is the title, but it also has another title, like a subtitle, but it goes by the full thing, La Posesión de Altair. Altair is the main character. It's the main woman in it. And it's a newlywed couple disappeared in 1974. Their 8mm tapes reveal one of the most horrifying events in Mexican history. And, I know we say how much we loved, other sometimes found footage from other countries are just so well done. Well, this one is the perfect example of it. And Tim, you saw the trailer, so you see how gritty and how this must have been literally shot on 8mm.
It was. This is a 2016 film,
yeah,
but it looks like most of these retro. A lot of times you see these retro movies that are supposed to take place in the 70s or whatever, and you could tell they just use like a filter or something. This looks genuinely real.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it could have come from the 70s.
Yeah, and I recommend this to everybody, and it's only like I think $20 on Amazon. I think it's a little more direct from Cauldron. But it's a great set because it not only are you getting the movie, but you get the CD with the complete soundtrack to it, which I didn't even realize. Like the music never registered to me, so because it's found footage. So, but it's also got a sound design featurette. I think sound is big on it, so maybe it's not even music so much as it's sound is on the soundtrack. It's got a double-sided mini lobby card, limited edition only, which I think I ordered. Even if I don't get this stuff, I don't care. I know my version that I ordered on Amazon comes with the CD soundtrack at least. It's got high-quality side-loaded slipcase and reverse Blu-ray wrap with alternate artwork. I'm fine with literally just the movie because I just loved it so much. I've been dying to see it again, and the fact that it's now a home release is very exciting. So, yeah, Tim, I know you haven't seen it yet, so you don't know, like, you're just hearing from me, but like there's one movie that I think you'd probably be happy with purchasing blind. This might be this one, especially because you get it for $20. I'm hoping it hits one of the streaming services, but it's really good. Definitely one of my favorite found footages I've ever seen. So
wow, that's high praise. Yeah, I definitely want to see that one. So my pick of the week, I was looking over the list of the ones this week. There's a lot of good titles, but there's just nothing that really stood out for me as being like the one that I would actually pick for the week. The reason I picked this one is because, of course, Elvira Cassandra Peterson is in the news these days because she came out.
And she's got that great book too. I mean, she's like she is as relevant as ever. I mean, she just had a Shudder special, for God's sake. You know, it's and I hope it's a routine. Like I hope it's like her and Joe Bob now just have repeated specials and shows on Shudder.
Yeah, with her in the news, I was like, I mean, this is like I have to pick this one. I mean, this is like perfect timing for this release. So Shout Factory has released Elvira's Haunted Hills from 2001. I didn't even know anything about this movie actually until Shout Factory announced this. So this is a comedy in which a woman traveling through Europe finds herself trapped in a sinister castle and fighting for her life. Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, is headed for Paris in the company of her maid Zuzu, Mary Jo Smith, when they come across Lord Vladimir Helsubus, Richard O'Brien. Presumably failing to note the warning signs inherent in the Lord's surname, the pair are enticed into his castle, where Vladimir's obsession for Elvira, fueled by her similarity to his deceased wife, sees him pursue her through the castle. Will the enterprising Elvira and her maid manage to stay out of the clutches of Helsubus and make their escape? I've never seen this one, but it's like it's so like the campy and silliness of Elvira that I love. It just looks like it's just kind of chock full of that. So I think it'll just be a fun one to have. And Shout Factory also always makes these great collector's editions. This has a brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, a brand new introduction by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, audio commentary with actors Cassandra Peterson, Mary Scheer, Mary Jo Smith, Scott Atkinson, and director Sam Irvin. Making a featurette, Transylvania Bus featurette, Elvira in Romania featurette, interview with actor Richard O'Brien, outtakes, and a photo gallery. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've seen this one or not. Obviously I saw Mistress of the Dark, and I just rewatched it again when she hosted it. You know what you're getting with an Elvira film where she's actually in it as like rather than just hosting it, and they're always a good amount of fun. So yeah, this one, like I said, this would have been a pick of the week guaranteed if the other one wasn't on there. And while even though like the releases don't compare in terms of special features, just the fact that movie was released, I didn't think it would ever be released anywhere, is why it got it for me. But we still have either one. Both picks are good picks of the week, I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's recap the week of October 5th. Yeah, folks, that was all 1 week. So we had The Stand, that's the new miniseries. Universal Classic Monsters, Icons of Horror 4K. What Lies Beneath. Trick or Treats from 1982. Scream Pretty Peggy from 73. Dark Shadows and Beyond, the Jonathan Frid story, a great documentary from 2021. Night of the Animated Dead from 2021. Fried Berry from 2020. The Victim, a.k.a. Out of Contention from 72, The Screaming Woman from 1972, The Collingswood Story from 2002, Star Vehicle from 2010, Movies for the Midnight Hour, which is a short movie collection of cult filmmaker Jim Haggerty, The Awakening from 2011, Escape Room Tournament of Champions from 2021, Star of David, Beautiful Girl Hunter from 79, Female Mercenaries on Zombie Island from 1995, Brian's Pick of the Week, 1974, La Possession d'Alter. You heard it here, folks. One of the best found footages he's ever seen.
Yes.
And my Pick of the Week, Shout Factory's Elvira's Haunted Hills from 2001.
Yes.
Ooh, big week. Big week.
Yeah. It's funny. The next week is not so much, but it picks up again later.
Yeah, they finally gave us a little break for the second week of October. And Brian, my voice is shot, so I'm going to give you the honors of doing our first release here for October 12th.
Okay, and we got our pick of the week too is a doozy. It's gonna take a while.
We're gonna have to alternate that one.
Yeah. So we'll start with Shout Factory's Deadly Friend from 1986. I used to love this one because it has Mama Fratelli in it. And it's also stars fake Buffy. But Paul is a new kid in town with a robot named BB. It's like BB-8.
Okay.
He befriends Samantha, and the three of them have a lot of good times together. That is until Samantha's abusive father throws her down some stairs and kills her. In an effort to save her life, Paul implants BB's computer brain into Samantha's human brain. This was one that my friend Mark and I used to watch all the time just for one death scene alone, which I will not share. So, Tim, if you haven't seen it or anyone else hasn't seen it, would enjoy it. And Tim basically said it's the weirdest Goonies sequel ever. That's because, of course, as aforementioned, Mama Fratelli is in it, and she plays like a Mama Fratelli character in it too.
Of course,
I mean, she's always the same. Like, oh, he loves his mommy. Like in
yeah. She's played the same character in everything.
I said Strangers in a Train. That's what it's based on. Throw Mama from the Train. But yeah, she's always the same person. I don't think she ever played anything else. But yeah, it does star fake Buffy, Christy Swanson. But it's got a good set here. It's because of Shout Factory. It's just one of their good releases. I'll probably get it because I used to have it on DVD. And it's got a brand new 2K restoration of the film from an Interpositive. It says, new, hey Sam, nice shot. An interview with actress Christy Swanson. New, Written in Blood. An interview with screenwriter Bruce Joel Rubin. New, Robots Ramsey and Revenge. There's Anne Ramsey. It says, an interview with special makeup effects artist Lance Anderson. It says, new, Samantha Symphony. An interview with composer Charles Bernstein. And then it says theatrical trailer in English, Spanish, and German, so you can watch the worst Goonies sequel ever in 3 different languages, and some TV spots. But it's definitely a fun movie. It was a good.
It looked entertaining.
Deadly Friend was a really, really fun movie back in the day. I mean, it was one of those ones that was always on HBO, and I remember my friend Mark and I used to always watch it. Like I said, and we used to crack up at one sequence in it that I think, for the time, was actually a pretty good kill in that. It's you're talking about 86, right, at that time period. I mean, it was directed by Wes Craven. I mean, what better an 80s Wes Craven vehicle, I mean, come on, you gotta watch that.
I think I'll definitely watch it because it looks like it just looks like it'd be fun, like goofy, just kind of fun.
And who does the voice of the robot is Charles Fleischer. So.
Oh wow, okay. Cool. So next up from Kino Lorber, we have a great 4K release of Misery from 1990. A successful romance novelist, after being disabled in a car crash, is held captive by a psychotic fan. This has a 2-disc version. The first disc version is 4K. HDR Dolby Vision presentation of the film. Audio commentary by director Rob Reiner. Audio commentary by screenwriter William Goldman. The Blu-ray disc on disc 2 has the same commentaries. Also has Misery Loves Company featurette, Mark Scheinman's musical misery tour featurette, Diagnosing Annie Wilkes featurette, Advice for the Stalked featurette, Profile of a Stalker featurette, Celebrity Stalkers featurette, Anti-Stalking Laws featurette. Wow. You think they're trying to push a message here?
Yeah.
And a Season's Greetings trailer. But I don't have Misery on Blu-ray, so this will definitely be the version I would pick up, the 4K
version. I have it, but right now, until I get I won't double dip yet until I get it get my 4K TV. Next one, the final one before our pick of the week, is Paramount is releasing The Haunting of Bly Manor from 2020. Of course, it's the great Netflix series, sequel to Haunting of Hill House. Well, pseudo sequel. It's like a Mike Flanagan sequel. Says a gothic romance ghost story based on the work of Henry James, and this was like definitely more of a romance than it turns out to be horror. It had a horror wrapping of a romance.
I think
tale.
that's why I was slightly disappointed in it. I mean, it was good. I was entertained, but I was hoping for more Hill House, and I got kind of a romantic, not romantic comedy, a romantic gothic romance, and I just wasn't. I guess I wasn't in the mood for that when I watched it. It's a great series. It's really good, but I definitely prefer Hill House for the horror.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I'll watch anything with Victoria Pedretti and Alex Esso when they were both in this. So
yeah,
it basically had the whole Hill House crew in it, so to speak. So it's just really, I don't know. I really liked it. I thought because it was, I think because I did change my expectations, I gave it a little extra, even a little more respect than I would have given it. Like I would have loved it, but I gave it like this extra, like, wow, tip of the hat, because it definitely fooled my expectations of it. It was pretty cool the way they had a lot of reveals in that. I'm definitely gonna buy. I think I want to say there's another set. I know we didn't list it here, but I thought there might be a set of both.
There is.
Oh,
yes,
the collection. I may buy that, actually. I kind of want to buy that. It's both of them.
Yeah, there's a collection that has both of the Hill House seasons in it, which is cool.
Yeah, so I'll probably pick that one up. And I guess if you want to start with this epic release, which is our pick of the week, it was a no-brainer for this week.
We had a couple of extras on that one we didn't go through.
Which one? Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. And this has got some good things. It's Home for the Haunted, Ghosts of Bly Manor featurette. Welcome to Bly Manor featurette. Audio commentary by director-creator Mike Flanagan. Audio commentary by director Liam Gavin. And audio commentary by director Axel Carolyn.
Yeah, there's a couple things I forgot to mention at the start here, too. We had a double feature of the Ghost Ship / Bedlam from 43 to 46. I listed that one here because I think we've covered these as single disc sets in the past. As kind of a double feature of some old 40s films. The Ghost Ship is one that has Bela Lugosi in it. I watched that one recently.
Tim's Logic Professor.
Yeah. Also a reissue of that Friday the 13th 8 movie collection that came out. They're reissuing that. And then one that I was actually really interested in was He Came from the Swamp. The William Greffe collection by Arrow is being reissued. That one looks really, really cool. I wish they would, again, I still want that Al Adamson set. That's the one I really want to reissue.
They got to do it. Like, if you're listening, Severin Films, we will jump on it. We promise. We will buy that if you release it.
Did I say Arrow? Was that Arrow? That was
Severin.
William Greffe. Severin did the William Greffe. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, I think they did. I know Severin did the Al Adams for sure, but
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's I get so confused because there's so many great Blu-ray companies out there right now.
Now there's
between Vinegar Syndrome and I mean, there's some that are just putting out these great like cult films and stuff. I
think Severin though might be the box set king though.
They really are. I was so impressed.
There's that other one.
Christopher
I think
Lee.
It's coming up later but it didn't come out in October. I think right. It's December. It's actually coming out. That great like gothic horror box set,
like a folk horror.
Horror, yeah.
It looks insane.
I know we missed out on the limited one that comes with a plate. I don't care. I just want the movies and the box set with all the features, which is what that other thing comes with. I really don't need a like China set to add.
I was right. Collection. It was William Greffe is Arrow.
Yeah, it's just the Severin is the Al Adamson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway,
now that I've thoroughly confused everybody,
set, which I still may pull the plug on. I pulled the trigger on, not the plug. Julie wants to pull the plug on it for me because she does not want me to own it. But
that might be a Christmas list item for me.
Well, remember Julie did for my birthday get me the cool Christopher Lee one. So
yeah. All right. So I'm just dreading this one. This one's it's a great disc. This is
I'm definitely ordering this. And it's not that bad for all that you get. It's like I think it's like $80 or something. But it's a steal when you see what you get with this. And it's for a 1-year show essentially, but it's got like so much packed into it. So,
yeah, this is cool. Okay, so this is Kino Lorber's Kolchak the Night Stalker, 1974 to 1975, which is all the episodes. It only had 20 episodes run.
Yeah.
A newspaper reporter investigates strange, supernatural, paranormal, and unusual occurrences in Chicago. So, Brian, we're just going to trade off on these. We're just going to go through this because we have a big list of extras here. So we have new 2K masters for all 20 episodes.
New interview with David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos and co-writer of 8 Kolchak the Night Stalker episodes.
New interview with Dana Gould, the creator of Stand Against Evil.
New booklet essay by Mark Dawidziak, author of the Night Stalker Companion and Kolchak novel Grave Secrets.
New audio commentary for The Ripper by Mark Dawidziak.
I think Dawidziak, yeah.
Dawidziak, the author of the Night Stalker Companion and Kolchak novel Grave Secrets.
Yeah, that guy's got that name like almost like the Lion Sleeps Tonight name, like Dawidziak.
You're right.
In the features, those special features, Dawidziak. Okay, never mind. Cody, write that one down just for fun, even though it has nothing to do with the film historians. But talk about film historians, Tim.
Oh, wow.
The first one, right off the bat, is a new one, which, okay, my whole thing moved. Okay.
This has to be a record for the number of film historians on one
Right. Some are repeats, but still. There's some new ones in here. There's some it's like there's a couple for each one.
This is crazy.
And this one is David Show. And he's a new one, but I did find out about him. So it's basically whenever he does a commentary or speaking engagement, he turns it into an elaborate multimedia and musical extravaganza, Tim. Did you know that? And he opens all of them by saying, "It's showtime." So, yeah.
Or is it shall? Maybe he'll say it's shall time.
It could be show time. Either way, it works.
New audio commentary for They Have Been, They Are, They Will Be by novelist critic Kim Newman and writer-journalist Barry Forshaw. Now, of course, we know Kim Newman does not get a biography because Kim Newman was grandfathered in before we started doing these.
Right,
but
Tim.
But, yeah.
You
Tell me, Brian.
Well, no, I was going to say, when she happens to be a terrible neighbor, though, to Barry Forshaw. They live in the same apartment complex across the hall, and Barry always greets Kim with the general's disdain and always says, "Hello, Newman." So,
yeah,
and
but Kim
Barry,
Newman's a guy.
Did I say she again?
Yeah, he said she.
Oh my
again.
God, what the heck? Why can't I get? You know what? I get it confused with Kat Ellinger. That's why.
Yeah, we always got confused with Kat Ellinger.
Yeah, Barry Forshaw, though, he's a thin, neat, tidy fellow who greets his neighbor across the hall, Kim Newman, with the general's disdain, as we said earlier. So, yeah.
Yes. All right. That was mine. Okay, yours is next, Brian.
Oh, that was your. Oh, yeah. Right. Then we got another new audio commentary for The Vampire, a film by film historian Tim Lucas, which is a Southern gentleman redneck.
Yeah. In my mind, he's just basically Joe Bob.
Yeah, he is.
In some ways. New audio commentary for The Werewolf by filmmaker historian Konstantin Nazer. And, of course, his brain was transplanted into Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
But why, Tim? Do you remember why?
I don't remember the details of these.
Because remember he goes, "Come on, Nazer lips." Remember that we had that? So.
Your mama was a snowblower.
Yeah, we have all that in there. So, next one, David Show or Shao, whichever you want to pronounce. He's back. He's got a new audio commentary for Firefall. So that's another episode. I like that how each episode has its own film historian in this thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
So buckle up, we got a lot.
New audio commentary for The Devil's Platform by filmmaker historian Konstantin Nazerlips and screenwriter-producer Rodney Barnes.
Then the next one is a new audio commentary for Bad Medicine, film historian and screenwriter Gary Girani, who we mentioned earlier. He's got his coiffed chest, and he's watching a bunch of Night Stalker episodes.
New audio commentary for The Spanish Moss Murders by film historian and screenwriter Steve Haberman. Haberman does whatever a Haber can. I'm starting to learn these.
I know you're on point now. With the more you get it, and I think it's like part Cody doing a great job of kind of like recanting these for us on our spreadsheet. Okay, so the next one, that was which one was Haber. The next one is new audio commentary for The Spanish Moss Murders by film historian Steve Mitchell and screenwriter producer Cyrus Voris, and that's a new one again, Steve Mitchell. And he's the everyman's film historian, Tim, if you didn't know. He's super down to earth, give you the shirt off his back unless it's his limited edition autographed by Darren McGavin Kolchak the Night Stalker t-shirt. So,
all right. New audio commentary for The Energy Eater by Mike White and Chris Stachu of the Kolchak Tapes podcast. Oh, that might be interesting to listen to.
I know. It's another podcast. It gets its due before us, but
yes. Well, granted, they were directly.
I know, yeah, they could
subject matter of the.
Like, what would we even go towards? I don't even know. I guess if there was a 2001 Maniacs, right, because of the Civil War reference.
There's like a disc of bad Richard Dreyfuss impressions, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Is there one? We gotta see. Next one is new audio commentary for Horror in the Heights. Film historian, once again, screenwriter Gary Girani. He's back.
New audio commentary for Mr. Ring by filmmaker historian Steve Mitchell, who's back, and screenwriter producer Cyrus Voris.
Yeah. And they're back again with the next one. They do Primal Scream by filmmaker for Steve Mitchell and screenwriter producer Cyrus Voris. I think they just kept the tape running. There was at the end of the day, they couldn't bring anyone else in. They just let them do a couple in a row.
Got Amanda Reyes is back with a new audio commentary for the Trevi collection.
Yeah. Then our two favorite neighbors back for that's Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. They're back for the audio commentary for Chopper.
They're also back for the audio commentary for Demon and Lace.
And then Mariner Reyes comes back into the room once again for the audio commentary for Legacy of Terror.
Then we've got a new one here, new audio commentary for The Nightly Murders by filmmaker historian Michael Schlesinger.
Now this one you'll find interesting. I did a lot of research on him. So Michael Schlesinger, he likes to speak identical to another famous Michael, which is Michael Caine. And he always tries to work the title of a Michael Caine film into much of his disdain of, to much of the disdain of all his friends who were quite tired of it. And I found actually examples of this, believe it or not. His friend posted about it. They basically said, like, one time they were at a fast food restaurant, and he said, "Wow, you really are dressed to kill." But he did it in the "Wow, you are really dressed to kill." And then sometimes he always wants to go to his favorite watering hole by stating the reason is because the cider house rules. So,
God.
That was terrible. Okay, but yeah. I don't make these up, even though I do. Okay.
Yeah. New audio commentary for The Youth Killer by novelist critic Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw.
And finally, the last audio commentary on this discs of audio commentaries. It is the one for The Sentry, and that's by, once again, returning coiffed chest hair man Gary Girani.
We got new 2K Master TV spots of The Devil's Platform, Bad Medicine, Spanish Moss Murders, Energy Eater, Horror in the Heights, Mr. Ring, Primal Scream, The Trevi Collection, Chopper, Demon and Lace, Legacy of Terror, The Nightly Murders, The Youth Killer, and The Sentry, and newly commissioned art by Mark Maddox. And that rounds that disc off. That's a huge, for one season of a TV series, that's a pretty darn slammed disc there.
Yeah, and for a show I've never seen, I want this set so badly just because it's such a cool set.
I've never seen this series either, and I really want to watch it.
I mean, I love Darren McGavin, so it's not like it's a total stretch. I mean,
and I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
My neighbor, the one that listens to our podcast, she always told me about it. She goes, "Have you ever seen this?" And I've always been dying to see it. And then I guess remember YouTube had some episodes, I think, right, Tim? We saw, but I never really watched it. So, but this is something I'm just gonna have to get though.
All right, so to round out the week of October 12th, we had Deadly Friend from 1986, Misery 4K edition from 1990, The Haunting of Bly Manor from 2020, and our pick of the week, Kolchak, The Night Stalker, great Kino Lorber set from 1974-75. It's pretty much every episode has an extra or a commentary associated with it, which is really, really cool. Even though it's just one season, it would take you a while to get through that set. Yeah,
and I this is one that I think will be a fun binge watch that I could do one time.
Yeah. So, we'll see you back here again. This was only half of our October dismemberment because this month is so packed with horror disc. So look for our next episode for this to drop on October 19th, which I believe is that will be the third Tuesday in October 19th. That will be our second half, and we will get you through the rest of October and into Halloween.
Yes, and so we'll and there's actually another one, Tim, that's not been added that I saw, but that the WNUF holiday special.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I think that got added. It's actually releasing on 10/31. It's like a special thing, I think, by Vinegar Syndrome is doing it. So we need to add that to the collection. I saw that pop up actually while we were.
Yeah. I haven't gone through and updated the second half.
Yeah, so there's going to be even more second half, but that's why we felt we had to do it. And because you know what? If we literally would have done this all in a row, first of all, you guys have been bored by this point because we're over an hour in already, but also you'll probably forget half of it. So it's better to just do the first 2-week chunks to kind of get you, you can make your pre-orders for the first 2 weeks, and then you'll be ready for the second.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we will see you back here soon.